I think it's time for each and every single one of you. Well, I think it's time to play some fucking D&D. You know the whole thing. Gather around the table, and let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of these survivors, the tale of the looming corruption, and that of the mysteries within. Will this be the legendary tale of the Soulbound? And now, the legendary tale of the Descent. Previously, our heroes were found once more in the arena of the gods, where a reborn wizard and Navro were slowly coursing over with an astral light. As it happened, heat of shatter after freezing over, suffering the fate of the first, cosmic death. Out of pure determination, Amethyst, the Fire Genasi Salamander Rogue, would experience an echo call like no other, summoning forth Zivrind, a legend of the past. As this occurred, a disturbance was felt through all of Aurora as the champions of Theros' past would arrive in Zazie the Blade, Mortisan, Greythross, and even the pixie deity in Ambrosi. As this occurred, it'd be a happy reunion, but Amethyst and Zivrin would have to be able to convince Mortisan, the Tiefling Paladin, and the Oath of Watchers, that Navro's life was worth saving. And upon being convinced, Mortisan would reveal a hidden power he stored away for months, if not years. The ability to use cosmic revitalization, and to figure out that cosmic death wasn't a permanent state. As this occurred, Navro would be reformed anew and given a new life. He'd say his goodbyes and his newfound allies, or to his newfound allies, that he'd choose to reside in the arena of the gods until their return. And with that, these strange survivors would never be nameless again, as they travel forth through the Azure Taiga and call themselves the Descent. That said, survivors, listen now. With you all finally leaving the arena of the gods, what will become of you next? Well, we'll have to see what that means as we find out in session 11 of The Ascent. Alright, my friends, you know what that means? I'm going to send you guys over to this new map where you guys all wake up. And I'm sorry.
Yay, we're in the outside world!
Before we actually begin it, you want to say there'll be a moment where Fire's going to have to step away for like 20 minutes to put a baby to sleep.
Okay.
So,
I gotcha.
Just gonna put that out there.
Mm-hmm. Good to go, buddy. All right. That said, let's get into this, and we're gonna switch over to the camp. Boop. As this is what you guys see as you awaken, but we're gonna go we're gonna describe how this all occurs in just a moment. It's been a while. Also, we're gonna fix the lighting just in case it's fucked up.
Do you mean there's not going to be like stars everywhere and like god statues all around us? There's actually going to be different scenery?
The Arena of the Gods is just our boat from fucking Berserk. We were stuck there for years. We eventually get out. Wow, we were there for that long at all. Felt like one session. Felt like nothing.
Man. Terrible. Well, while that's sort of happening. So, as we pick back up where we left off, we look towards the likes of... Oh, actually, what the fuck? The overlay is messed up, but I can fix that. But we look back towards as a bright light begins to take you. You find yourself surrounded in this astral light before you all feel cold, seeing these blues, purples, and green colors before witnessing and hearing the cracking of ice. And immediately, as it shatters before your very eyes, you look towards, or we look towards, these first individuals breaking out of their icy prisons. A similar fate, a similar exit to how we began this frozen journey. The two individuals that break and shatter outwards, though, seems to be a smaller sort of fire Genasi salamander as well as a sort of armor-clad bearkin, an amethyst, and Zephyr. As the ice begins to shatter, you look out and you see as several of your friends and individuals seem to be completely frozen over. All but the likes of Mimir, who seems to be just sort of hanging on the side of sort of Myra's sort of side. You look over, however, Zephyr and Amethyst, and it seems to be that there is an entire sort of campsite sort of built in front of you. And there's an older looking man sitting down, just sort of doing as they do. Before we get into the old man, Zephyr and Amethyst, what are you two doing as you shatter outwards?
A bit bewildered, but he's gonna focus and look at the guy's hands. He's noticed quite a lot of people have had marks on their hands and they've often been allies.
Are you looking towards the old man's hand?
Exactly.
Keep in mind, you are like 40, 50 feet away from him, so you'd have to walk over to him.
Is it night?
It is night.
Okay.
Would it shine in the campfire
No.
at all?
Considering the marks are literally just on the palm of your hand, so it's just more of like you have
He is
to
wearing
really
a
get
band-aid,
close.
so
Yeah.
unless he were to like take off the glove, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
In that case, he'll look around, see if the guys noticed us for first, and look towards the others frozen in their places, kind of studying the ice for a little bit.
I said, while Zephyr, you were doing that, looking down, studying the ice, getting a whole understanding of yourself. Amethyst, what are you doing off to the side?
Mimir, that can't be comfortable. Are you cold? Yes, yes.
I'm fucking freezing. If I could know what freezing really felt like. Can you get me off of here? So I can see what's going on.
Hey, shush now. And he'll point over to the campfire with the old man. There's a chance he's not going to be friendly. So let's not go giving our position away even more.
Hey, old man, are you friendly?
You hear as Amethyst begins to scream out. That's it.
Can I attempt to break out of the ice and throw him across into the lake for
You're
fucking yelling?
incapacitated at the moment. Essentially, you know when we first started the campaign, you woke out of icy prisons. It's basically like exactly like that right now. So you aren't even aware of what's going on at the moment. That said, Amos, as you begin to hear just some individuals sort of screaming out towards you, you look over and you see as there are several statues that have just sort of formed before your very eyes. They weren't there a moment ago, but they seem to course with an astral light and shatter out. Similar to how you eventually arrived here in this strange foreign land.
Amos right now is both looking into the fire, and he has a larger notebook, and is just sketching and writing away into with a pencil. His head jumps over to the strange group. Am I able to make out what these people look like?
For the most part, I mean, you see the likes of a sort of armor-clad individual. Definitely a bigger one, and the secondary one seems to be just almost like a small light from where you're standing.
He'll probably have his helmet on as well, so you see glimmers of what seems to be holes in this circular head or helmet.
Would I be able to recognize the fur, or at least know that it's fur?
Make a perception check.
Sure. Oh, I'm clicking on Amos's character, and it's not like giving me
it's not
the
giving you permissions. Sure.
I'll just go into his
Nope, I got it. Hold on.
Oh, and he's also not in the Soulbound thing, so
Don't worry, buddy. I got you. Butcher Pete. corner. Oop. Alright, you should be able to control them now.
No way.
Oh, that's weird. I'm still level 2.
Yeah, you haven't. We haven't leveled up your stuff yet. Waiting on a minute. We haven't rolled for
7.
HP yet either. 7? Nah, you're not entirely sure yourself, to be honest.
Though I do see like a light.
Yeah.
Amos is going to look over and is very slowly going to close his book. And he's going to stand up very slowly and take maybe 5 or 10 steps closer to know that, like, I can hear you, but I'm just staying right here for now. Like, he's not even sure what he's seeing right now.
And as this begins to happen, Amos, as you slowly approach, but still keeping your distance, only 5 to 10 steps closer. Pete, could you please describe what your character looks like?
So, Amos is a about 5'10" old man. He's got about shoulder length hair and a beard, a very, very thick, bushy beard, and an old, wizened face. He's wearing a cloak of what looks to be maybe like a wolf's pelt, with a white cloth and black leather underneath. And as well, you can see, probably shining in the campfire's light, is a medal that is on the pelt that shows a held fist holding 2 devil horns. And you can see on his back is a very large, a huge greatsword with a flat edge, so there's no point to it, sheathed onto his back. I don't think you'll be able to see the symbol, and there is his face.
Yeah.
His beautiful, beautiful face.
That's it. That said, Amos, as you wait for these two to do anything, is there anything else you say to them, or that you do?
He's going to just stand up a little straight, and lean on one leg maybe, and just like cross his arms, just scowl at them a little, just look at them and see. Are they hostile? Are they moving statues? Is this an impromptu art gallery?
You might see a glaive on Zephyr, definitely.
Would I be able to see any kind of decoration or anything distinctive on it?
I mean, ask Sensei if anything. Depends on the light.
Distinctive on it? Probably not. Not with your perception check from earlier. But you do see something that definitely almost throws you off guard and puts you on edge for a moment. You look over, and besides them, you see as 2 other statues begin to shatter before you. One smaller individual and another sort of medium-sized. As you see Ingot and Myra, you two awaken once more. You look about and you see the likes of Zephyr and Amethyst kind of at a standstill or amongst this other individual off to the side. Amos, you not knowing his name, but you at least seeing him and seeing as they're just sort of pondering and looking towards you all. Hey, so you're gonna fucking say something, or you're waiting for him to sort of throw the next move? See as Mimir begins to just sort of whisper to Amethyst.
I mean, I asked him if he was friendly. He hasn't responded. Maybe, he needs some time to think.
Was there like any crystals after I shattered out?
Oh yeah, same thing as last time. They are dissipating slowly in the snow.
I want to consume them all.
Yeah. Make a sleight of hand check. This is just to see how many crystals you get. You're just sort of chomping down on them.
Yomping.
15. You get a decent amount. Now, granted, like I said before, they kind of dissolve in your mouth, kind of like a cotton candy would. But you're able to start just chomping down, biting and tearing into these things, and
excellent.
They kind of feel and taste like pretty much last time, just as authentic.
Excellent.
I'm gonna drop the mirror off with the fire lizard and attempt to stealth into the forest.
Make a stealth check. Amos, make a perception check.
I see Amos used scale mail.
No, I'm just looking because my armor isn't on for some reason.
Ah. I said 12 and 12. Oh boy. I don't even know. I forgot what the ruling is for that. If you guys roll the exact same shit.
Let's roll again.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's roll again. Amos 18, Myra, there's a chance. Nat 20.
Oh.
Ooh, powerful.
Yes, that was my first nat 20.
It is, and guess what? Oh god, that is scary as shit for Myra. Myra, as you begin to witness this, yeah, cause how many
I've not gotten a single one from you.
I think you have, cause you have a decent amount of proficiencies. But
I do, but that's actually I think it was Warlock. Or my race.
whatever, but you're good. But as this begins to happen, Myra, you begin to almost, or a memory begins to sort of flash before your very eyes. And it seems to be you finding yourself sort of hiding amongst the shadows over and over again. You see yourself not alone, but with others. Or sort of, not a tribe, but a sort of hunting troop of the sorts. As you begin to sort of hide amongst the bushes, hide in, or behind the trees and through the snow, using guerrilla tactics, make a perception check as you look towards the individuals amongst this sort of hunting troop. 7. It's hard to make out any details of who they were and what they're about, but you do see some of them are clad in armor. Most of them seem to be sort of almost some being paladins that seem to stay in the back, but most of the sorts being rangers and rogues that are stalking in the shadows. You join them, and as this sort of memory begins to play before you, that same training, that same experience begins to become true here as you gain proficiency in stealth. So while that is happening, Max gave Amethyst a D6 of inspiration. So there you go, Amethyst. Make sure to write that down.
Hell yeah, brother.
Zephyr is gonna take a whiff of the air. Kind of looking around. Can he smell anyone else in the vicinity? Or smell any peculiar scents?
Perception check with advantage if you're using smell.
Yeah. 18.
18. You begin to smell, but it smells like almost differing elements of the sorts. Not people. And as you begin to sort of sniff around, you do begin to see sort of flying behind the likes of this sort of tent. A smaller individual is just sort of floating about. They seem to be wielding a hammer of the sorts. And they're just sort of almost minding their own business, or they begin to start taking the hammer and just start hammering in and nailing something down. You look closer and they seem to be in the likes of wearing a sort of yellow, strange hard hat and overalls. And you see this individual over here.
Up the builder.
He's got a little uniform on. I love him. He's got a job. He's part of a union. That's so cute.
You see this individual. This was commissioned by Total Art Freak. That's a special shout out to them. But
Amazing.
Why do you have one of those with you? Sorry.
well, it's not just one of them. It's not just one, because you just see a second, and a third, and a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth. Just all sort of going about building and helping construct this sort of campsite. As they just sort of scatter along, they're just like hop, 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 and then just immediately just starts hammering down the sort of tent and everything, setting up the campfires and all.
Rhythm?
Say it again, Pete.
Are they doing it like in rhythm?
Yeah. They're also just sort of humming a tune off to the side. One that you're not really able to mimic at this moment in time. You're not powerful enough. But that's another thing for another day. Anywho, Amos, what are you doing right now?
He's just gonna keep looking. Take one arm out and... Are we doing this? You are bandits. Are you?
Mimir, are we bandits?
I mean, he does have.
The pains
Zephyr
in my
does
ass,
have
that's
a.
what you are.
Zephyr does have like the semi rucksack over his shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you?
I wouldn't say that. But if you're looking to fight, you do not look like you're in the shape for it. Come. Sit by the fire. I have more than enough room for you. And perhaps we can have a chat. And then later...
Raise your hand.
Which one? What?
Both. Thumbs up. Do I see anything on them?
Again, if this is some kind of stick-up, you're gonna need a bigger weapon.
Sensei, do I see any symbols?
No. He has gloves on.
Also, I'm
Take
still
your
frozen,
gloves
right?
off.
Yeah, you're still frozen, Spike.
Anything more taken off, you're gonna have to pay for it, my friend. You take them off, and he looks at the Black Star. Are you looking for this? As he shows the hand.
You raise up his own hand. You'll see the blue kind of wave-like symbol on his hand. Seems we're connected somehow.
Fate has a way of
Seems
doing
like you're.
that.
Seems like you're resembling someone a bit too close.
Oh, did you know someone like this? Is it some bad omen?
Perhaps I'll tell you later.
Perhaps. You do look like a storied individual. Your friends. What about them?
They're just good people.
Can I see Amos's giant sword?
Yes.
Can I
Now, it
run
is
up
sheathed.
and try? Can I? Is it?
It's sheathed in leather.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
The pommel would be pretty shiny, though. And it's shining
no.
like campfire light.
All right, all together, boys. We gotta make sure this site is ready to go.
Wait, how shiny are the spirits?
Pretty fucking shiny with the hard hats, and it's sort of
Can you
glimmering
try
off the
one?
fire. You can certainly try.
Zephyr, no, stop him!
You're just.
Seth is like mid-conversation. They're a good bunch. You're just gonna see this little mushroom just run up to the spirit and just like try and shove one in its mouth.
Zephyr will just. You'll see him grit his teeth, even though he has a helmet on. You'll see. You can tell he's gritting his teeth just by his head movement.
Is that a baby?
Do I have to roll anything to eat a spirit?
Oh no, you just move your token over and I'll tell you what happens.
Alright.
They
Roll the highest
explode,
saving
they
throw
got-
you have.
they got- Please, George.
Alright.
They explode.
You
Please,
see as
George.
this individual is just like,
Hup, 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 hup. Hey, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
and then you just try to consume him.
You're gonna hear from his union.
Make a dexterity check against the spirit.
Dexterity.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, it's just a straight roll for him.
It just
18.
reminds me of Shark King.
Wait.
Wait,
I got
there's a
something for
chance.
this. I'm going to use my inspiration to decrease his roll.
What a
Alright, roll
monster.
for it. You just gotta
let me
not
check.
roll a 1.
can never use Chronal Shift from beyond the universe.
Sadly not. With a
Damn
3
it.
turning it to a 15 rather than a 16. Now imagine someone says, I give the spirit my inspiration point. You will see as he just brings his hammer up. I got you, Myra. You see as he brings his hammer up and he's getting ready to bonk you across the head, and then you just bite his arm like off, and he's just like, ah! He's just sort of screaming for a second, and then you just sort of start chomping down, and then he just explodes. Roll a D100.
Jesus.
A D100 at the damage.
10. Alright, you see as you bite down into him. Oh, wait, that's funny. You actually notice as he just explodes out in a bit of electricity. Shiny.
Excuse him. We're still watching.
No. Maybe he's one thing. Food here is rare. Little one, do you feel full stomach?
Shiny.
Shiny? What do you mean?
Can I go to eat his pommel now?
Or you walk over to his the pommel and you can just try to. Do you just start like climbing up on top of him?
I'm gonna attempt to grapple Ingot.
Oh no! Here we go
You
again.
might not want to do that, but please, it's not wise.
I have a personal space, personal bubble.
No,
Exactly, but this guy doesn't seem to understand that.
Well, as that's
wait,
happening,
so-
well, here, this is all about to happen at one point. Amos, make an athletics check. Ingot, make an athletics check to resist, if you, unless you want to get grappled. Ooh.
Oh, I can't
Ingot,
beat that.
you are grappled at this moment. He's able to just sort of pick you up, and I don't know exactly how he's holding you up, but you can describe that in just a moment as you look over and you see the final sort of statue begin to sort of shatter out. And you see a larger woman off to the side awaken. And the likes of Rayla, also known as Spike. Alright. You look over Spike and you see as Mimir and Amethyst are sort of off to the side. Myra's nowhere to be seen at the moment, unless you want to try to look for her. Zephyr is kind of trying to warn whoever this individual is, who seems to have Ingot grappled as he's trying to. Ingot is reaching for something.
He's
Hey,
not
get off of him!
He's not. No, it was Ingot. It wasn't him. Okay, he was going after the shiny again.
He's just going
Not
to
again.
hold Ingot, like, as Ingot tries to move up to him, he grabs him by the leg and just, like, holds him upward and just looks him in the eye. Shiny, huh?
Let him go.
I look back at Ingot. I know exactly what you mean. He drops Ingot. I lost my sword. I know it's stupid of me, but it could be anywhere. And he turns around and you can see it's just sheathed on his back. It could be anywhere. I don't know. I've had such a long time. Little one, could you help me?
Zephyr will just,
See,
Zephyr will just look over to Spike and it'll just. He may be a few screws loose himself.
May I reveal, Sensei, what intelligence score Amos has?
I'll let them figure it out. We'll make this a competition.
Okay, so he comes down on his knees and has like his hands on whatever equivalent Ingot has of shoulders, and he goes, "Please, I would be in your service if you would have helped me find it."
shiny.
Where? It could be anywhere.
Ingot's going to immediately try to go for the pummel again.
Well, no. I trust you. Little one.
Alright.
What do you see?
Ingot, you
Just
just
gonna
start.
grab his fucking.
Already
Instead
grabbed
of
sword.
just biting it because he's asked me to find it, I'm just gonna grab his fucking sword.
So you're just like on his shoulders, like on top of him, like that, and just like yeah, like in the air.
I just yank it out with one hand.
There it is! What?
And then I bite straight through the blade with all my might. Ingot wants to take a chunk of the sword.
Make a strength check, Ingot. Just a simple strength one.
You really get that boy some behavior therapy.
What's that
You're
total?
fucking lucky you rolled though.
11. You take a big or meaty sort of chunk out of the blade, and it just kind of has like a. Ah, boy, you've gotten used to this at this point, so yeah, I can't. Yeah, you're able to get at least a decent of it. Amos, you look towards your blade as he pulls it up, and there's just a giant sort of chunk missing, like a little bit of a smaller little, you know, as much as a 2-foot mic can kind of make, but a bite mark.
I should describe how the sword looks. It's like it's a big fucking great sword with like a flat edge, and you see like in it there's like a beautiful engraving of a vine, and there's something on the other side like words engraved into it. You can't see from this angle, but you just see him go like, "Yes, you fat," and he is going to attempt to grapple Ingot again, wordlessly. You see his face go ghost pale, and he gets really fucking angry. So he's going to attempt to grapple Ingot again.
Alright, Ingot, make an athletics check. Amos, make an athletics check. Alright, Ingot, you are immediately, I assume well, Amos, you can describe how you're grappling him again.
So he's like kind of resting on his chest almost, because since he got it from here. Ingot. Like he reached over from the front of Amos to his like back, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is going to pick him up and just like put him back almost in the position that he was before. His eyes are wide with anger. And
Ingot's just gonna offer him his sword. Like, Ingot's just gonna push the sword towards him now.
he holding him with one hand, grabs the sword, sheets it back in, and you see his eyes glow a little pale. They glow slightly. You feel the air grow a little cold as his shirt completely flies off, revealing his very ripped, very battle-scarred body as he goes into a rage. Yeah. And he's going to attempt to throw Ingot as far as he can.
Oh my god. Alright. Well, here's the thing. I need you to make an athletics check with advantage because you are raging. Ingot, make an athletics check as well. If you're trying to resist, or unless you're just letting it happen.
It's alt for advantage, right?
Yeah.
Athletics or acrobatics, Sensei?
Athletics for you, because you're trying to resist a grapple. Oh no.
So now if I just press athletics.
Oh no! One more time, because you have advantage.
Oh, one more time.
22
so
versus
22.
4. Jesus.
You see him just pretty much just Super Saiyan a little bit. His shirt completely gone, his hair like almost coming up slightly as though like gravity is affecting it less, and his eyes glowing white as he just lifts Ingot up a little and then just whips him up and as far as he can go.
Which direction do you throw him? Towards the individuals, to the fire, to the bush, to the water, where?
Towards Zephyr.
Baby! No!
Because he's with you.
As you do, you just see as Ingot gets launched over off to the side. Spike or Zephyr can try to catch it, but he just goes flying if you don't.
I will just dodge out the way.
Like, grab, or at least try to like grab him and like put him behind me, because like Spike's gonna have that protective instinct of like, oh wait, I don't know who the fuck that is, but he's hurting my companion.
Mama
so,
bear.
Right, so slide a hand check for me, Spike, as you're trying to be fast enough to be able to grab Ingot as he is a freaking projectile at this point.
Ingot is a...
Would Ingot count as an improvised weapon? Or a club? Would it be close enough to a club?
We'll see in a minute.
Oh.
Because as Ingot goes flying for a moment, Ingot, this is like the fastest you've ever felt that you've ever pretty much gone in your life. As you're just
is excited.
as this happens, you just almost feel the whiplash as Spike just sort of catches you probably by the leg, as he's just sort of hanging there, upside down and more, and you begin to sort of cup him like a football. Is that what I'm getting the sense of, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'd probably like I guess like grab him like a football and then like kind of gently place him down and like kind of pushing him behind me a bit, just protecting.
Ingot's gonna look visibly sad, and Ingot wants to run up to Amos again.
Your friend has a really fucking funny way of finding things.
You shouldn't have
What's
asked
the matter with
him.
him?
Oh, we
You
don't
can just
know.
move your character stuff.
Why are you? What's with the
He's gonna-
tent? Do you have
Does
others
he do
with
it
you?
again?
Ingot's gonna go again.
Does he say it again?
Yeah, again.
Just kind of he kind of squats down, still shirtless. You found that fun?
Again.
He's gonna pick up Ingot by the moss and just into the air. No, actually, not that, because he'll take a ton of damage. He's
No,
gonna.
do it.
You want to
Just
do it?
launching it. Just launching it.
Let it fly.
As you do, we're gonna just take your, I'm not gonna make you roll for it again. You see as Ingot just goes fucking flying for a brief moment. You, Ingot, you look over and around. As you're flying through the sky, you feel an overwhelming sense of happiness sort of wash over you. As you feel the tallest you've ever been. For a brief moment, as you get to the top of this sort of ascent, you feel like a mountain high up in the sky, watching over all, before eventually you begin to slowly descend. Amos, does anybody catch him on the way down? Do you just
Amos
let
is
him
gonna
come in?
catch him. Amos is gonna
This,
give it
this
a
time,
baby
this
catch
time
him.
I'd probably just like watch, because it's like
Amos
okay,
is gonna like a
he knew what
baby
he was
catch
doing.
him.
Okay.
Zephyr is already sitting on like the log. He's just breathing in loudly. Just what?
As this is happening, Mimir's just gonna be like, seems that you all make friends very fast.
Yeah, it happens.
Do I catch?
Yeah, you're able to catch it. You don't gotta worry about that. Aye. So, what, you're not feeling too friendly, are you? Or you just watching from afar?
Well, I have a question, Mimir, if you would indulge me.
Aye, depends. What's the question?
You want to go see what we can find in the woods?
Say that one more time. You want me to help you find what's ever in the woods? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like plants and random crap.
I mean, I'm another set of eyes. Yeah, I could do that.
Perfect, because I know next to nothing.
Sure. If I was to guess, just from general knowledge, that individual over there probably has already sort of scouted this entire place out. If I was to assume, it probably needs to go a little further down the line in the woods. Maybe something he hasn't forged.
Probably. But I'm trying to find things I can put together to make stuff. You know what I mean?
I see, trying to craft something. I mean, same thing kind of applies, but if you try, I don't know exactly what you're trying to craft, but...
Me neither.
Oh.
I just want to stick stuff in a vial and see what happens.
Oh. Oh, shit.
You know, the fun kind of experimentation.
Fuck around, find out.
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be something. I don't think I have a choice in this one to sort of stay around and near the sort of crafting of this, do I?
I mean, you've got a choice. I mean, I can go put you with the others.
I seem to be... Well, he'll look over at them and he'll just see they look to be having a little bit of fun themselves.
That is true. Oh, hold on. I need something to carry this thing, so I'm just gonna like run over real quick, grab like a handful of the shirt scraps from Amos, and then just run back.
As this
Well,
sort of
they
happening,
would
you just
dissipate
see
out.
his-
They would dissipate out. It's just his shirt just gets atomized.
Yeah,
Damn it.
yeah. Well, as this sort of happens, you
Did
just
it
hear his
come
Mimir's
back?
just like, whoa, 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 as he's just sort of like jostling amongst the waist of Amethyst and just immediately just comes back over here to the quarter.
He sees Amos sees Amethyst running up, and he sees what seems to be a severed head, and he just kind of looks like, do you people collect trophies? What the fuck?
Actually, you would see about 4 heads on Zephyr.
That's true. That's true.
Quite
So
big head.
Never mind, the assumption's already been made. It's just another head.
You may want to warn me next time.
Oh, okay. Hey, take this as a warning, and then I'm just gonna run off to the woods.
Wait, what? Oh. Alright, Amethyst fucking bolts.
Hey, where you go?
This is probably gonna be a terrible idea, but I'm down for this.
Oh
This is why people don't. This is why people forge teams. You don't just go wandering with a bunch of strangers.
I can't let him go by himself. Can't let
Why
him go
not?
by himself. I'll run off.
Make sure they don't go far, or bring them back even.
I'll
I
try.
look to Zephyr, and you seem to let your party split very quick. You understand that's a cardinal sin among the adventuring world.
You'll take off his helmet and you'll actually see his white dreadlocks and kind of metal, I'm not sure if you call them braids or not. Frankly, I just want to sleep.
I look at his shoulder pad. Do I recognize that it's Karanos?
Yeah, no roll needed with your background.
I put Ingot down. It's on the floor. You worship the Stormfather. Why?
It's brought me good guidance and safe travels. Now let me ask you a question, okay?
Shiny God.
Yes.
Why the
shiny
amount of
god.
times? Do you have a party or something?
Well, you see, I think that these might be, after all this time, my very own angels. They came about, and they started building for me. They started building these very tents. Perhaps they knew fate would guide you here. Think of my very own angels. After all this time, it's all paying off.
Why does that kind of make me feel less reassured? It feels like a trap, if anything. The last time I met these fuckers, I was... Well, some of them brought us gifts. The next ones were fangirling over us while we were killing some zombie... I don't even know what the fuck they were, but they were glittery. And then they often explode. I don't know if they're angels, I don't know what the fuck, but I don't trust them.
You certainly have colorful adventures. Did you say zombie wrestlers?
I suppose. I think they went by Tony Takedown and Stand the Man Suplex.
Do I recognize those names?
Nah, sadly you don't. Yeah, you don't.
Oh, beard. He's kind of thinks with his beard. You certainly have colorful adventures. But these creatures, they could simply be anything from a... You ever think about how an animal thinks? Perhaps it's like that. Deficiency, it's drive, instinct. They could just do whatever they need every time.
Hey, hear that? Hey! No, just call over to the spirits. Hey,
I'll look over
who
towards
are
you.
you?
We're builders.
And they'll
Jesus,
fucking
they
share their.
speak.
They'll fucking put their hammers up to the sky.
I forgot they could speak. What? But what are you actually? Apart from builders.
We're you.
What do you mean they're me?
We're you. We're spirits. We're souls.
Souls.
Yeah. Hey, watch out for that one.
He'll look over towards fucking Ingot.
I'm trying to have a conversation.
Ingot, do you just eat one of the other ones?
This time I'm gonna grab it and think before eating it. I just kind of want to look at it for this time.
He is fucking terrified in your hands.
Little one, if you don't want a lawsuit, you might not want to eat that one.
Ingot, they're alive.
It gets even
They're
worse
talking.
because here's what happens.
That is
You just, Ingot, you look over and you feel something sort of writhing amongst your neck and immediately opening up a second mouth, and it's just like,
let go.
Ingot will let it go. Ingot does not want to eat sentient things.
He's gonna lean. Amos is gonna lean over to Zephyr. Are those other mouths meant to be on him?
No, and we're trying to
You should
sort
get
that
that checked
out. We did.
I hold on, no.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Let's just get that out of the way. Who the fuck are you? And what are you doing with that symbol?
I'm surprised you don't even know. And he strikes kind of a pose, am Amos Wolfgang. I have adventured for many years. I'm surprised you haven't heard my name.
I'm a
Are you
fucking
from-
panda. Who do I care?
Now see, I doubt that. You see, I already know your name.
Hey, go for it then.
He's going to look at you a little,
It's gonna lean in as well.
finger on one temple. I don't need to know anything. I don't need to ask questions like you do. I have a power called assuming things. Your name is Zebra. It's why you're black and white.
You'll just give him a slap. It's like a non-harmful slap.
Right across the face.
Zephyr. And don't ever call me that again. See, but what the... Oh, jeez, it's been a long day.
I'm a bit curious, though. And he walks behind Zephyr as he says, as he's talking. I've never seen anything quite like you before, notwithstanding the fact that you worship gods from my land. And as he sits on like Zephyr's right side, and you see his clothes are back. His top is back now.
Wait, from your land, do you remember your past?
My past? Oh, why wouldn't I? What would you like to know?
Where are you from?
Oh.
I'm from the east of Leoneos. A little town called Brook Coven Cove. You ever heard of it?
Does this spark any memories, Sensei?
Nah. But, make sure everybody gets their chance. As you guys begin to have this conversation, we'll pick this back up in just a moment, as we have a couple individuals who sprinted off to the side into the likes of the forest. Amethyst, as you begin to dart and dash forth, trying to find probably where you can find a little bit of resources, eventually you leave the likes of the sort of land of or tons of greenery and find a snow-covered landscape. You look around and about, and you look behind you and you see Spike chasing after you. A little bit of distance behind, but eventually catching up. And you look out to see as the forest begins to sort of clear out with leaves, or excuse me, clear out with trees. with at least those actually wielding leaves upon them. You look over, and Spike and Amethyst and Mimir would see that the nearby trees, that doesn't seem to be a leaf in sight. But regardless, we have to figure out what that means as you guys appear towards this area. As said, Spike, as you eventually approach towards Amethyst, you looking around, what do you all say, and what do you all do?
Hey, don't run off like that. We have to stick together. We don't know where we were plopped up on.
I took my mirror with me.
What? Why, what the fuck was that? I just saw a random bubble pop up out of nowhere. Spike, I'm losing my shit. It happened again. I'm losing my shit. Oh man, I don't have a chance to set it off.
My mirror, your perception is too high. Come back down.
No, sorry. I'm good. I was sort of acting up it again.
So much.
Sorry.
What the fuck was that voice? No, I'm kidding. I'm done. Alright. That said, what do you guys actually say or do?
I just want to look around and see if there's anything growing at all, like plant life or otherwise.
Make a investigation check for me. Amethyst.
Oh, this is gonna go great.
Also, by the way, I got a natural 20 on my sleight of hand check, and I'm amnesia.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. Whoops! Oh my god. Here we go. That is how many checks or how many things have you gotten?
This is my second one. The first
second one.
I'd have to double check, but I think the first one was stealth. I got written.
I think I recall that. Yeah.
6
Yeah,
investigation.
then...
Okay. So for you and your sleight of hand check, Spike, for a 20, it's kind of that sort of same almost natural instinct. It's kind of like whenever you started healing for the first time. It didn't really just, it wasn't something that you kind of remembered. It just felt more just natural, the right thing to do, or just the first thing that you could think of doing. You immediately begin to sort of recall the likes of almost grappling and sort of throwing individuals, but also being able to catch them before they fall. And you begin to start almost recollecting sort of memories and more of the likes of you sort of almost going into combat with the likes of Groswarl, sort of wrestling about and almost fighting one another to sort of maintain strength as well amongst this sort of troop of warriors in your tribe. As it begins to become clear, make another perception check with sight for me as you look towards the likes of your tribe.
That means you get advantage.
Oculi sight. A 11 and a 6. 11 would show you not much, but besides the likes of those same other individuals sort of standing about, the woman with white hair and blue sort of highlights at the tips, the other woman off the side with sort of brownish, kind of blondish hair, a fire genasi individual, and more just sort of all sort of commanding and sort of yelling out orders, before that woman begins to sort of look towards you and just repeats, "Why did you run?"
I don't know. I don't know.
Then return. Return to your tribe. Before eventually, Amethyst, you just look over towards Lexa Spike as she's just sort of saying these words out loud, unsure of why. She says, "I don't know." But eventually, Spike, your vision begins to come back to you. And you find yourself again amongst the snow as well. You gain proficiency in sleight of hand.
One of these days, I'll roll a natural 20.
Are you gonna? Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Look,
Oh my god.
I also just rolled my first. I had to double check to make sure that wasn't. But yeah, that was my first natural 20 skill check.
Spike's taking them all.
Just get better, apparently, is the suggestion. So, Amethyst, with your 6, you look around and it seems to be that, if you got, or maybe you sort of went too far out, got a little too excited, and you eventually look over. Now, you do find something, but it's not something you're really looking for at the moment. And off to the side, you see as there are several individuals sort of residing about. They seem to have not noticed you yet, but you freeze in your tracks, making sure not to make a sound or a move, as you see as there seems to be 2 wolves sort of surrounded on this sort of icy sort of platform, and they seem to be biting towards something. You look over towards closer to the tree and sort of sleeping off to the side, a bigger sort of massive wolf with sort of white sort of fur pelt. But they seem to be sort of looking down towards something, sort of eating something. But Amethyst, as you freeze, Spike, as you look out towards Amethyst as they begin to stop moving, what are you two doing?
I hold out a hand to Spike to like stop her, and instead of like doing the common sense thing of like pointing to the wolves, I want to try to do like the you know, like the tactical hand signs, except I have no idea what I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
Just that. And it's going on for far too long. It's like a full minute of just random hand signs.
What do you mean?
I put my finger up to my lips and I do it again.
I'll be quiet.
I give
And
you a
then
thumbs
I'll
up.
start looking around at this point.
I think she got the message.
Yes. Shit.
That's it. Spike, or are you just waiting for Amethyst's next move?
Well, seeing all those gestures, I'll look around and try to see what she's seeing.
Yeah, make a perception check. Yeah, just straight roll. 13 and a 9. 13, you can look over and you witness as the wolves are sort of chewing down on something. And with your 13, you see as piercing throughout the sort of very, very dim light of the darkness, it seems to be a corpse of something. The corpse of another animal. Another wolf. Seems to be the wolves themselves. They're sort of biting down and eating one another, cannibalizing themselves for food.
Spike at that moment realizes how battered and beaten up she actually is. Ed, is that correct that I'm at 1 hit point?
Yeah, you're at 1
or was
HP
there
right
like
now.
a
You are near death.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I suck.
Yep. I'll realize that. Go to reach into my my
Amethyst,
bandages
you're also
pack
like at
and
5
then
HP
realize.
right now too. I'm not gonna let it cheap.
And then realize, oh shit, I already did that today. I can't heal myself anymore today. So I'll look to Amethyst and be like, get back. We gotta get back. And then I'll just like point at whatever like huge gaping wound I have on myself.
Yeah. Amethyst will nod and she'll try to make her way back and
Stealth check, my friend.
a stealth check, huh?
Yeah, stealth check, Miss Rogue.
All right, let's see how well my stealth is.
18, you believe that you are hidden and you phase through the night using the snow. You actually turn off the lights of your sort of flames for a brief moment, I assume, to sort of stop drawing in attention. And then
I am an Earth Genasi right now.
you escape amongst the snow, and eventually you're able to sort of start returning backwards. Or Spike, are you following as well?
Yeah.
Stealth check as well.
But I'm making note of like where we are and because I want to try to get back to this real quick because food.
Yeah.
Food.
So stealth check from Spike, and then we'll go from there.
So I don't have it clicked on my sheet, but I'm like 80% sure that I'm supposed to be like proficient with that one because I had a 20.
I do remember the.
You remember it?
Yeah, I do remember. I think what happened is, okay, so that's one thing that we're gonna have to make sure. So whenever I reset some of your character sheets to level 3, but not all of them yet, it probably reset your proficiencies as well. So any amnesiacs, like this is anybody also, players in the chat. If you've gotten a proficiency from your amnesia and stuff like that, write it down. So then I will make sure to give it back to you. And then also make sure you're on D&D Beyond you are proficient with it, like change it to where you're, that's changed.
Okay. Yep, so I will be stealthing back.
19, yeah, between the both of you, you guys are good enough to go. You both return back to the lights of the camp after a bit of time. And as this is happening, let's look towards Myra, as you earlier were in the likes of the bushes, sort of watching from afar, trying to stealth away. Now, to recap what you've pretty much seen in this time, you would see as Zephyr and Amos were sort of having a conversation. It was a huge standstill before Ingot bolted up. Oh, good.
I was listening the entire time.
Oh, you were listening? Okay, perfect. There you go, then.
Can I, like a ninja stealth run my ass all the way over to this tree?
Sure,
because I'm thinking Amos is looking towards Ingot.
Yeah, he's talking towards Zephyr, he's kind of looking towards the fire. Yeah, sure. Alright.
Yeah, he's not focusing on the...
You can ninja run for a second, but that'll be the use of your stealth check. Anytime you want to move, like, even further than that, like, to, let's say, this position over here, you'd have to make another one.
Oh, no. I'm going here.
Alright, move your character.
Why does everyone want to just, like, mess with him and invade his personal space?
Hey man, you're trying to replace Navarro. Fuck you, man.
I just kind of want to like lean in, just enough to where you can see there's the tip of bone from the skull mass. Just loud, like sniffing noise.
Do I smell Myra coming?
Smell? Probably not.
I mean, Myra's a zombie. Myra's an undead zombie that has not washed once. Like, pretty stinky.
Probably just smell like earth.
Yeah, to be honest. I mean, I think you made your perception check from earlier. Yeah, we're still using the perception check from earlier, so probably.
You're still using that then, yeah, okay.
Would Zephyr smell him? I don't think we tried.
I mean, well, to be honest, Zephyr, are you actually actively looking for Myra right now, or are you having a conversation? I'd argue that you're probably not looking for her.
I would say it would be passive.
Yeah, so you're not beating a natural 20 for 22.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
So as said, Myra, you can do as you do. As you look over Amos, you see as there's just the tip of bone right beside you as you're conversing with Zephyr, telling him about where you hail from.
He just looks at the bone slightly. One of your friends.
Hello.
I look over and I see a undead. Do I would realize they're undead from the hand.
I'm probably putting my other hand on your shoulder and my left one, which is made of entirely bone.
This one is Myra.
Do you look
I see.
familiar to me at all?
Nah.
I see. Hello there, Mirage. He looks over again at the bone and the more bone, and you see, like, for a second, a genuinely disdainful look before he kind of hides it back, kind of scrunches his face a little to kind of hide it again.
I think when I originally got out of the crystal, am I just emanating that aura of fear? I just gotta ask.
Nah, it's been gone for a while. It's pretty much all dissipated.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to look at this
And,
new guy. What can I tell about him?
Like what he looks like?
Um,
You can ask him.
kinda.
Well, I mean, if you're just looking for a description of what he looks like, Pete, you'd be probably the best one to do it. So, what does Myra see as she begins to sort of glance towards you?
I mean, I already described him, but do you want, like, a closer description, or?
I mean, like, based on like facial expression, how do I think like an insight check? Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Insight.
there you go. Yeah,
Like,
make an
how,
insight check.
how do I
check.
think he feels about me? Like,
Yeah,
disdainful,
there you go. Make an insight check
curious?
then.
Oh.
7. I mean, it really. I mean, it's kind of pretty much exactly what Pete sort of said. You see as his face sort of scrunches up, but you're not entirely sure. Maybe that was just out of fear, or something else. Hard person to read. You've only met them for a span of 5 seconds.
Okay, then I'm gonna stand up straight at my full 7'2" height and walk over to this log, plop down.
Have you been there the whole time, or were you with the gang who walked off? I'm talking to Myra.
Yeah, I know. I wish I had the voice thing. I can't get it to work.
So you're apparently 7-2 now.
I did not know
make
that.
everybody the
go back.
JoJo's characters today.
I had to go back and look at my character. I read the description for her because I made this, and it said height 7'2", and I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
I remember
I
that.
think literally the Ascent is like hell bent on being the biggest motherfuckers in Soulbound. Like,
Well, I mean, my
We are the
entire
muscle.
character is about intimidation, so I would hope I'm tall and intimidating.
And Sensei, we are the muscle of the Soulbound.
We probably have an. I did the average intelligence of the gang. I won't say, but yeah, it's yeah.
Avro was our redeeming factor.
He was the one who got it to 11. 11, mind you.
Oh my
That sounds
god.
about right.
Insane. Well, Myra, as you just sort of plop down onto the ground, or not on the ground, but on the little log to the side. What are the likes order of you four doing?
Ingrid
Well,
wants to
I'm-
talk to these spirits.
Sure thing. What do you say to him?
How do we get Shiny back? Pointing to one of the spirits. Ingot clearly looks sad. Because at first Ingot did not realize they were, like, sentient. He's very dumb.
Are you referring to Shiny as when you killed them, they had electricity?
No, and as how to get the spirit back.
Oh. I mean, he'll be fine. He'll probably just come back in a couple of days or something. I mean, or if one of the other spirits decide to give you like a, I don't know, a bit of an inspiring thought, then maybe he'll come back.
Ingot is going to think the hardest he has ever thought before. Because he doesn't really get inspiring, but he's going to think to the maximum of his capacity in hopes
Brain
to bring the
blast.
spirit back.
I'm looking at
Ingot's
chat.
going to, like, cause actual damage thinking about it, kind of.
Let's see another mushroom just sprouts on his cat.
That said,
Sensei.
as you're sort of thinking, you'll see as the spirit looks over towards you, it's just like, that's not how that works. It's more of, we kind of give it to you, rather than you give, he's still doing it.
Ingot wants to think, like, is there any way he can think so hard it causes damage?
Make an intelligence check. If you roll low enough, then yeah, we can give you that.
Ingot is really, like, putting all his being into this.
Can Amos see this happening?
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's not really too hard of a thing. Ingot with an 8, you take like 1 point of psychic damage. As you're just sort of thinking way too hard, you see his like almost bits of fumes are slowly forming, and it's more of just the mouth on the side of your neck just sort of screaming out madly, just constantly making you not be able to focus, and it's just a horrible, horrible time.
Amos is going to stand over, and he's going to stand next to Ingot, and he's going to lean over. Yeah, thinking's hard. Need help?
Ingot nods his head, and Ingot's going to intensify his thinking. Ingot is willing to exert all his brain.
Oh my god.
Amos is going to put his head, his like forehead, right on top of Ingot's, and he's just going to think with them really hard.
Like, Ingot's thinking so hard. I'm imagining, like, when you get a nosebleed from, like, too much brain power. That's what's happening to Ingot right now.
Ingot and Amos, make an intelligence check, both of you.
Is this how you make mind flayers? You just force your heads to...
9 and a 6. Really killing it, knocking it out of the park right here. As you're sort of thinking, Zephyr, you just look over to the likes of Amos and Ingot. It's just like, fuck, he's dumb as us.
Well, he's gonna fit right in.
Little one, think harder, come on, we can do this. If we put our minds to anything, literally, it will work.
Okay, here's a problem.
And as this sort of happens, you guys see comedy. Fucking comedy. You'll see as another sort of builder spirit begins to slowly start forming up. They'll apparate out of the snow and dirt, and they'll be like, hop, 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 hop. And they will sort of pat Ingot on the back and just be like, don't kill me next time. And they'll give you a D6 inspiration dice from chat.
Hell yeah.
He grabs, Amos is gonna grab Ingot and just hug him tightly. We did it! We did it!
Ingot's gonna hug back very tightly.
As you
Zephyr's going on a walk.
Zephyr's had enough of this shit.
I was literally about to say the same thing. I'm going into the tent.
As you do, you just see as one spirit just sort of walks around the corner, and he just starts going, and just starts fucking clapping before all the other spirits begin to just start hive mind brain and start clapping alongside at this beautiful display. That said, Myra, you feel almost agitated and irritated and more as you walk into the tent and do as you do. Zephyr, you're just walking around in circles before eventually you see the likes of... Oh, good?
I'm keeping a nose out and an eye out to just, sense securing the location.
Well, you'd be the first one definitely to be able to see that Spike, Amethyst, and Mimir return.
How'd it go?
We found some wolves. Yes, yes.
Your muted cat.
We might have found dinner.
Yeah. Furry
He
dinner.
said wolves. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you know that healy thing that you do? You think you could help me out here? Pointing.
You're gonna have to wait for morning. I'm all out.
Oh fuck. Me too.
Hey, it seems that
Alright.
one isn't too much of a problem. Seems he's getting along fine with Ingot.
Oh, that's good.
See him hugging Ingot tightly. The power of positive thinking. It can do literally anything.
I'll stay up tonight. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I'll stay
Get
up
some
too.
sleep.
No, we can all take turns.
Exactly. You need sleep more than anyone. I know the skeleton there doesn't really need much.
Yeah.
So, let's
Amos
get
is
some
going to-
rest.
Yeah.
Amos is going to push down Ingot. Give him a warm little pat on the head, ruffling his moss, and turns back to the group. You never did tell me what you were doing here. What's your goal?
We were somewhere, and we were transported here. We didn't plan it. We didn't plan on stumbling among you. So, maybe it was fate. Seemed to have enough tents for it. We'll tell you in the morning. How about that?
Oh wait, I was muted. Amos, they would say, the spirits would eventually walk over and just float and say,
All right, boss. I think we're done here.
Good, my little boys. Now, go off and have a good lunch break.
you'll just
I
see,
love you all. You're wonderful.
you'll see as they just give a salute and they're out of here.
He gives a salute back. Godspeed. My speed.
The opposite of Navro.
Oh my god.
In so many more ways than you know.
Oh man. That's it. They all begin to start floating off into the distance before eventually they vanish into the night.
We're able to talk and like roleplay still while we're resting, right?
Oh yeah. So I mean, if you get so the way this, I'll break it down mechanically. So you guys can have a conversation as a group before you all rest and roleplay all that stuff out. But keep in mind, you guys also have night watches that you'll go through. That if you want to talk to a specific person, you can roleplay through that as well, or typically, yeah. But whenever you guys are ready to like actually full on take a long rest, you guys just let me know.
I am ready.
Because I do want to speak to the party at large. I don't think Amos has gotten the opportunity to do that yet.
You can just call him out.
Zephyr kind of just partying till morning. He's a very tired man. You can almost see the back. Actually, no, you can see his beat up face.
I would see his bruises and battered fucking face, yes.
Oh, here. I mean, if we want to get that token out, one moment, please. Boop, and we're just gonna reduction value this. We're gonna snap our fingers like a magical genie. It's loading, and bop. Here you go. There's the boy.
Beat up to fuck? Love it.
Beat up the fuck.
Spike's just heating up her hands on the fire. She already misses the climate-controlled arena, and so man, guess we're companions now. I'm Spike, or Rayla.
Rayla?
Yeah, and I turn to Zephyr and. Yeah, I met someone.
No, tell me in the morning.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a long story. It's gonna be a long story. But then I'll turn back to Amos.
Oh, real quick. Mimir will just say, you wanna bring me a little closer? I can't fucking hear what's going on.
Patron?
I don't think he's there.
That'd be RB.
Alright, well, if I gotta do things myself, I'll do things myself. He'll just detach himself from Amethyst's side and just, you will see as a floating fucking head begins to start almost soaring towards you. And then just probably attach itself, I don't know, but Spike or Zephyr, because you're the closest, which one?
Sure.
Which one?
I already got 4 heads on me. What's another to do?
Alright. That's a little crowded with this one, but here I am.
He looks at the head first.
It's a long story. We can explain a lot in the morning when you're rested, when we got breakfast
Take
and
5.
food. Because I'm feeling really hungry.
Oh, well, there's those wolves over there if you want to go kill them, but I have a feeling they could just look at me and I drop.
In the morning, Spike. In the
Trapped
morning.
in the morning, yes.
Ah,
You-
right.
Sensei, I immediately know what she is.
Yes, immediately. There is no... Well, I mean, hold on, let me think. Is there anything reasonable? Make a history check. The DC is like 3.
Wait,
There's like a small chance you can think she's something else. Okay, nah, you know exactly what she is.
he's gonna look at Spike and walk close, taking his time. You. I know your kind. Tell me. And he looks right into her eyes. This situation, was it your fault? Did you have agency when this occurred? Or do you betray even the most basic human standards?
When he says betray most basic human standards, like I was just like looking at it and like, okay, what the fuck? And then my gaze hardens and well, that's a nice judgment to place on someone you just met.
You are right. That's why I ask. Some of your kind, the Oculi, they didn't sign their pacts willingly. And I have all my sympathy for them. I know how it feels to be born weak. Did you do this of your own volition?
I don't know, but it's been so useful lately that probably would if I would have been asked the question. You got a problem with that?
You signed a pact and you don't even know what reward you got. You don't even know what you're going to pay for it, do you?
I don't even know if I signed the pact. But it's been really useful, and it saved my companions many times.
Oh, it's useful. And when the fiend with eyes with wings, forgive me, blotting the sky comes and asks you for what your firstborn or your heart or the souls of 100 children. Oh, what? Being able to see well is going to be good then? Is that
Old
it?
man. Be wise not to anger us too soon. Now you can wait for morning to go bad-mouthing my friend here. He saved my life a hell of a ton of times.
I badmouth not your friend. I
No,
badmouth
you have.
I
So
don't
save
really
it
care.
for morning.
I don't really care about what your opinion is. I know what I have to do.
Let me finish.
So you can keep your judgment for yourself. I don't really care.
May you let me finish, please? I don't hate you. Whatever opinion you had when this happened could be totally reasonable. But I've seen what your benefactors can do. Nightmarish. Again, I can see by your face.
I've
Oh,
seen
nothing.
Nightmare. I've seen it and I've felt it. More than you know, old man. And honestly, I'm too fucking tired right now to deal with this and your judgment and whatever. I don't want to hear it. Want to stay up, Zephyr? Keep an eye on... And I'll be eyeing Amos. Our new companions.
Hey, I think you need sleep first. I'll keep an eye on the new one.
I'll take watch as well.
First off, how about you go apologizing to my friends here?
Bigoted people like that aren't able to apologize.
I apologize. Again, I want to make it clear, I hold nothing against you. Whoever gave you this, they're evil. Have you met them?
You don't know anything about me and you just come in making judgments like that? Like, who do you
Look,
think you are?
Assuming things get very
break it. Just break it up for now. I'm sorry you're having a moment here, but I think we'll be better doing this speech when we're on a full stomach. I mean, I'm not sure about you, but I'm fucking starving, and I could chew your head off right now if you keep on bickering on. So, how about we sleep? And we discuss this in the morning like I said. Instead of waking up every fucking night creature and calling them to our position.
I love that plan.
Right, then go, Spike. Stop answering his arguments. And you're staying in my watch. Just because we're friendly doesn't mean I trust you.
Amos, you see him look really heartbroken. He's really fucking torn up about what just occurred. And he's gonna stand out a little and, like, just by the fire, like, still in the range, and takes out the sword, kind of puts the flat edge down into the ground and just kind of, like, holds it, just kind of in a stalwart position, looking out on watch.
As this begins to happen, if that is the case, is there anything you all would like to discuss as a party as a whole? Or would you all like to enter your separate watches?
I wanted to talk to the whole party about something, but this is not the right time for it. And as well, it can be done.
We're all hangry.
Panda Man is very hangry. I'm sorry I broke it up, but Panda Man is hangry. He wants food.
We need to rest. You guys need desperately to rest.
Alright.
They only need 30 minutes.
We don't need an old man bickering us until our souls are gone, so he can replace his soul with ours.
Listen, he's not got much time, man. He's got. You ever met an old man who just, like, wants to keep fucking talking?
Yes. Yep.
At every Irish pub, my dude.
Oh,
I'm sure it wasn't the only night that my I'm sure it was the cow that got into my house, you see. They were in the fucking living room. I'm sure and he was going to his house.
Because we do got a lot to get or cover, and we have our time limit, remember.
Yes.
So, who is taking, or there's going to be 3 watches. You guys can use your watches to craft and do other things on, make different potions if you want to go into sort of crafting or healing or making poisons and more. There's also going to be times to basically be able to make your own materials or craft like specific things like rucksacks or whatever. So, during that time though, who wants to go on watch with who?
Well, we already know who's the first watch.
First watch is
Sensei.
who again? Hold on.
Amos.
One second, Seth. So Zephyr and Amos? Okay.
Yeah.
And then second watch is going to be who?
Myra.
I was just gonna ask, like, how was it? Did Inget only need to sleep for 1 watch because of the 4-hour Earthbound thing?
Yeah, he needs to sleep for 1 watch. He's similar to Myra.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm happy to stay up just for 2, because Ingot really wants to make that stone backpack.
And Myra will join him after first watch.
So Myra and Ingot for the second one, and then third one is who?
I'll take it.
All
Me
right.
and I'm full rested, aren't I?
I think Ingot was wanting to do for 2.
Yes, I do want to do 2 watches, so I'll do second and third, I guess.
Okie dokie. All right.
Join him on watch 3 as well, because I should be full rested.
All right, let me make sure I got that right. So Amos and Zephyr, and then Myra and Ingot, and then Spike and Ingot, or anybody else who wants to join for the last one. All right, good to go. If that is the case, all right, you all begin. You can move your characters wherever you wish, to the tents or any of the sort of beds and all that. Well, Amos and Zephyr, as you all begin to bed down for the or not bed down, but begin to look about and watch for any sort of danger afoot. Both of you make perception checks for me to start this off.
Can I focus on with my smell, seeing as we're in the dark?
Sure thing. That's fine.
Yay! I get advantage.
Alright, that's a 19, and then what we got for Amos, that's a 12. Okay. You believe yourselves to be ever vigilant? What do you say, and what do you do throughout the likes of your watch for, I think, about 3-ish hours?
You see Amos is like still in that same position, and you see him like, it's a weird, strange, like repeated noise. You're not really sure being able to see him from the back.
We wouldn't talk unless Amos tries to talk to him.
Amos is focused just on him, on what's around, and just you aren't able to see, but he's not like focusing on you right now.
In that case, Zephyr's too angry, and he knows that he wants a full stomach before he goes talking to this old man. He doesn't have any leather for the backpack, the rucksack. Don't know what I can create, but probably just pick a bit of wood and just start carving away. Just slightly whittling with the end of my glaive.
Oh. One thing that you would note... Oh, you were trying to say something?
No, just to quickly say, as you do, Amos like looks very slightly, like to look at what you're doing, and you can see his face is like his eyes are kind of like, not his eyes, but like the area around his eyes, his cheeks are quite red and a bit wet.
You're my sympathy, old man. Hello.
Oh, it's so sweet. But Spice hates him.
Zephyr will probably just be carving a little boat out of a piece of wood for the 3 hours. Keeping it ever vigilant, just doing it in the spare space of his mind.
Hey, Amos, make a perception check.
Oh no.
18. Good man. As you look over towards Zephyr, you do see as they are carving the boat, and it makes you remember when you woke up for the first time from this sort of strange frozen prison. You traveled along amongst the land and eventually landed here, but you also do remember from where you traveled from, it was the likes of a ship wreckage not too far from here. Destroyed boat, sort of materials that you sort of took for yourself, but you just trying to get a hold of your surroundings and figure out where you were, you didn't really think much of it, but looking towards Zephyr make this boat, it makes you wonder and ponder.
Amos does turn around fully, and you can see like he's holding it back as he's turning away to you. Before he does, he just turns up to you, and you can see he's very obviously been like bawling to himself. And he turns over, holds the sword, sheets it again. Did you come from a ship, perchance?
What's it do, you old man?
I woke up on a ship when I got here. It was wrecked. That's what I heard. That's what you said, Sensei. I'm
Kinda.
not
Not,
mistaken.
you didn't necessarily wake up on top of the ship. It was more you woke up amongst a shipwreck. Does that make sense? Like on the beach of a shipwreck.
Okay.
How big a boat?
Big enough for you.
Yeah. Couldn't be
How big?
Amos, if you wanted to tell him, it was fairly big. It was, you would know, but you don't have to tell him this though. Probably bigger than this campsite. Yeah, probably bigger than this campsite, barely.
It wasn't a big one. Not in that end of the glade to where the fire stops.
Yeah.
Not a big one.
Any type of details on it? Any names?
Sensei, would you like
Survivors?
to give whatever would be like whatever he wants to know?
I mean, you didn't really.
Because Amos would just say it.
Yeah, I mean, it was destroyed. It was a boat. You just more of like looked around, saw a couple of materials to sort of for your survival, and more of a fight or flight sort of thing, trying to figure out where the fuck you were. So started to pretty much just travel and not really paying too much attention to it. Not knowing or caring too much for details. Because as far as you were concerned when you got here, you were on Leonios. Maybe you were just in Wintergale or something like in the north, so.
Of course, of course.
Where did you say this boat was? Oh, sorry.
No. That one, you could just say that it was a couple of hours worth of travel to find.
It's a couple hours, whichever way. Wherever it is, it doesn't matter right now. We need to sleep. Or at least doze off a
Any
little.
survivors? Any signs of footprints?
No. Any footprints would have been washed away by the water.
What
Anyone
direction?
there. That way. That's what I know. I'm pointing you whichever way, Sensei.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, you're good. This man
What's
finished
it in
asking.
relation?
He's not even asking Amos, he's asking Sensei.
Just asking the
What?
DM.
What direction compared to the mountain would that be?
The best part about it, it's on the direction, it's on the way.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm a bit angry right now, so I might bare my teeth a little.
Do you think she hates me? He's giving you puppy dog eyes right here. He's giving you sad old man puppy dog eyes.
He doesn't.
Not
He
break this
honestly-
man's heart.
Zephyr doesn't actually care,
That's fair.
but what you said back there, you don't say that to people. Yeah, sure, it may have not been our fault, but say, I don't know, someone's house got torn down by a tornado. You don't go blaming the person for the tornado. You don't go shouting at them saying, "Oh, you fucker, you let the tornado take it down. Oh, sure, you accepted it. You didn't move your house away from it. What the fuck were you thinking?"
That's why I gave her sympathy. I wanted to know.
That was not sympathy.
I asked her, please. I asked
You
her.
patronized her. Do you not
Alright.
understand the difference? You made her feel like she's shit. Like, I can't speak for her. I can't. But if it was me in her shoes, I would have punched you in the face for the tone that you talked to me in. So work on your manners, old man.
Have you ever met a devil?
Not looking forward to it, and I haven't. But I will
that-
say this. Don't blame her.
I hope one day you become whatever you wish for. You aim for your highest goal and achieve it with flying colors, and that you never, ever, ever have to deal with one.
Dog in the morning. Be hunting for food. I think they were saying something about wolves. Not sure you got any food already. Could use some, but that's our plan. We'll speak after a full stomach. Clear with that? Good.
He does like stand up and turn, but he says, I'm an old man in a dangerous profession. I know I'm not smart, but I know the bad things. Just...
And you need to realize you're not the only one.
I understand. And he walks away. Just enough that, like, he would still be in earshot.
That said, while that is all occurring, off to the side, oh boy. You look towards the likes. Oh boy, oh boy. Hey Zephyr. Otter even.
It always goes against my fortune, so against one's fortune, just even. Just any number, it doesn't matter. Hey. It never lands on ours.
Here we fucking go. One moment. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that then. So, we look towards the likes of an individual sort of sleeping in a tent. But onto the ground, you look towards the likes of you, Myra.
Ah, fuck.
Here we go. Myra, as you begin to sort of sit there and just staring out into the likes of this tent and this ever-shifting, endless cold, sort of almost unmoving, not really resting, but just sitting there in this sort of sentry-like gaze and stance. You not only watch, but know you feel the shadows lengthen further around you once more. And as they do, they begin to shift and jut, flickering before your eyes as you continue staring off into the abyss. The lights amongst the candles on your antlers, they begin to dim and flicker over and over for a moment. But Myra, you're unfazed as you continue gazing off in this moment in time. What are you thinking about at the moment, Myra? If anything at all.
I was forever bound. The last faces I saw.
As you begin to recall the last faces that you see, you look over as there were dozens and dozens of them, it felt like. So many. But as you look towards them, their structures begin to almost change and shift. The colors as well, from almost normality to greens to blues to purple and astral light. You watch as your vision begins to flicker for a moment and flash, and then you hear screams, familiar ones at that. The wailing and crying of a woman. And you hear her just in pain. Not seeing what she looks like, but only hearing the screams over and over. Feeling them with the pitch of them piercing into your soul. You then hear the clamping of metal. And then you feel it amongst your arms, your legs, your neck, your waist, all around, preventing your movement. As things begin to get tighter around your soul, the ringing of chains begins to emanate in your ears before you reappear where you last felt, or you felt fear itself. You return back to this area, Myra. As this occurs, Myra, you look over and you find yourself high atop of some place. No ground in sight besides the one below. And you're shackled several times over. 4 chains to be exact. And the one, or the first one amongst your neck, seems to be broken. You sit there unable to move and you want to be freed. You fight and you fight and fight. And you see as thunder begins to course amongst this gray sky. And then lightning strikes from afar. And then, striking down with a blue lightning bolt, that you see yourself and a massive figure and of an astral light approaching with almost an astral army as well behind them. The individual standing the size of buildings and only growing closer. The second time in a long time again, you feel fear seeing this enemy. Though this not being the first time you've seen them, you've grown accustomed to them more than last time. But the fear of death is what truly makes you scared. Thoughts and memories flood into you and you can't be rebirthed. There's no way to be reborn. More and more memories begin to flood. You just begin to recall, no, this was a terrible idea. This is stupid. Why are you even attached to these chains in the first place? And you move with all your might trying to flee, but you're locked down. Myra, in this case, what do you do?
So looking at the individuals, real quick, do any of them do I know them?
Do you know them? Make a history check, Myra.
Oh my god.
Natural 20 for a total of 21. Hey, Myra, come to the Secrets channel with me.
Oh, hell yeah.
No shit.
Alright, overlay's fucked. That's fine. Myra, you look over towards these individuals. You see their faces, or what little remains of them. These aren't monsters. These are your friends, your people, the people that you trained with, that you decide to go amongst these trials with until the day of death, or till the day of the proving. This day. These are humanoids like yourself. Individuals of a previous life, a previous cycle. That said, oh boy. You can go back to the other chat now.
Oh, Lord.
To vomit up anything that they needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
And we're back. So, Myra, as you begin to look towards them, seeing for what they truly are, and again, this work in or the art is still a placeholder until I get Finn to commission it or something. But you see as the massive individual is sort of slowly approaching, and as you look towards them, what do you do?
I begin to let out a yell, an unearthly yell, saying, "Free me!" as I grip the chain on my left arm and begin trying to rip it out of the wall.
As you begin to do so, you see as they begin to slow or just sort of shake off the sort of command, the demands of yourself. They don't care. With each step they take, more and more of the entire ground around you begins to slowly corrupt over in this astral light. You even look towards the sky and the rain itself is slowly turning this or strange coloring before another sort of lightning strikes across the sky. As it does, you see the blue, or it begins to light up with this blue sort of strange, almost vision before you look out and see towards the top right, or living amongst the clouds, an individual, a figure made of pure lightning approaching. They seem to watch you, their form somewhat coursing with an astral light as they have their arms folded, watching you expectantly. As you see, this individual.
Oh. I know him.
Oh.
I don't even have to roll a history check. I've seen his face for a couple days now.
But, real quick though, still make a religion check, Myra. Still make a religion check. I want to see something, but you can make it with advantage.
Oh, good, because I got a -1 to this.
12, and then 5. As you look towards them, you see as this is the same person Zephyr mentioned. This is the Stormfather. And then something in your form, in your mind begins to sort of surge. No, this isn't Kuranos. No, this is Thor. No, Kuranos. No, Thor. No. Murakami, no. And as all of these sort of names and sort of visages begin to form, you feel as more and more memories flood into yours that weren't yours originally, before you find yourself in a villa with several dozen people. You towering over most of them, readying yourself for battle before boasting and reveling. And then grabbing a pillar in your strength to prove glory to your own god. Before it snaps and you see them in front of you. You shake your head, trying to sort of figure out what this is and what's going on. But it doesn't matter, there's no time. You look down towards the astral minions, the corruption getting even closer and closer, and this stormy individual looking down at you. What do you say, Myra? And what do you do? As when they look at you specifically, it's that same feeling you had of being watched in the arena in full.
Oh shit. The ones who offer me power?
That's right.
I just don't like being chained. I'm gonna look up at the god and yell, "Why are you doing this to me?" As I use the... You said my other self had great strength, enough to lift a pillar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least the visions.
It did.
In using that memory, try to harness what strength they had and pull on the same chain.
We can certainly try. As you begin to sort of pull out to the chains, you just sort of yelling out, why are you doing this to me? You try to rip and tear them free, however, they don't seem to budge. You look over towards this individual, again, arms just sort of folded, crossed, and looking down towards you expectantly, waiting for what you have to say.
Am I in my normal self? Like, I still am bone? Like, my left arm is still bone?
Look around, and it seems to be that you look to find a sort of humanoidish sort of skin and flesh. but not able to see the face and what it originally resembled as.
What is this? I want out.
As you begin to say that, thing that you want out, you just hear.
Then prove your strength and your devotion and will yourself out.
By the way, you said all of this here was familiar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Earlier. Is the big giant purple thing familiar?
Yes, it is.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna take his advice and try to will myself out.
Alright. As you begin to try to will yourself free, trying to pull and try to tear and do whatever you possibly can, eventually you feel as the pain is almost too much to bear and you begin to scream out. Your voice begins to almost pierce through the lights of the sky and thunder begins to surge once more. And you watch as the Stormfather himself begins to raise his hand and conjure, summoning forth a holy lightning bolt. Before looking down upon it, looking towards you, Myra, and then striking you down where you stand. You hear the thunder and you feel as the lightning crackles amongst your entire soul, and your vision begins to go white for only a moment. As this happens, oh goodness, we're gonna go some places, Myra. We are going to go some places.
As he strikes me though, can I yell out, I will have my vengeance?
Oh, you certainly may yell that out. But I need, for some of you, this may be a little bit of a familiar map. For others, not so much. All right. Oh boy. Myra.
Wow.
Oh, what is this?
As you begin to find yourself sort of surrounded in this strange light, you see as this blinding white before it eventually turns into the scene that you see before you. You see as, or you feel suspended in space, and you hear this sort of massive ringing in your head. A mass of voices yelling and sort of screaming at you over and over, just saying, "Join us! Join! We still find you your true home with us in the fourth cycle." As it's sort of cut off with the sound of another lightning bolt striking. You see where the lightning strikes off to the side, and off you see coursing with a blue flame something, a figure just similar to your antlers before it begins to turn to the likes of an astral flame, ever-changing colors of blue, greens, and purples and more. And you see they're burning just a massive scythe with more flames of astral nature amongst it. The handle looking, or if you were to approach closer, the handle looking as if like almost a spinal cord itself, with chunks of flesh between each of the bones and more. The blade with a blade sharpened, what seems to be a massive bone. That said, Myra, what do you say and what do you do?
Reach out for the blade. I wish to cut myself out of this void.
As you do, you reach out towards it, and as you grasp it, your hand begins to slowly course with more of the corruption itself. Before the blade, this scythe, speaks to you. What do you say in response?
That's my name, don't wear it out. No. It's corrupting me currently, right?
As you grasp it, yes.
I'm gonna tighten my grip on it and say, one master. And I'm going to swing it in the space with what might I may have left in this void.
As you try to sort of swing it, you see as the scythe itself actually begins to sort of almost separate itself from your grasp. It's sort of having a mind of its own, being able to speak, being able to move and more. Try to reach out and grab for it again before or just evades your touch. And it says and speaks to you, saying,
You sought strength. Strength to break the chains. You never fear fear. The corruptive nature of the gods has given you strength for a price. You remember not of your deal, nor of your past. But the Father reminds you of your mission. To bring in reinforcements and form the last draconic sage and mark a path for his return to Aurora. He's birthed you, those marks upon you and many individuals' hands. His return to Vodin is nigh.
What do you say in response, Myra?
I'm a bit stunned. For the first time, she's gotten some answers. He awaits on the mountain, I'm guessing?
That he does. Where you must summon him. More answers lie. But you don't seek them there. You do not move off of your own volition. We know they find you in the morning and will consume you and all.
None shall consume me, for I am myself alone powerful.
Then run. And while you do so, seek Dendar's last weapon. Find the elf and contact the others. Do these. Will give you the strength to consume the corruption. And to never feel fear again.
And with that, you see as the weapon immediately juts directly towards the palm of your hands. You grasp it forth, and you see as you appear back amongst the sort of mountaintop, chained up as well, and you look forth and you see as you lay there almost a bloodied mess, and you see as one of the shackles is broken as another lightning strikes you, and another shackle amongst your arm is broken, and in your hand you wielding the scythe, enemies approaching and more shackles remaining. Myra, what do you do?
I'm gonna use the scythe to chop off the other remaining ones, or at least attempt to.
All right. And as you begin to try to strike out towards the other shackles, the vision fades, and the remainder of the dream concludes. Oh, goodness. You immediately awaken, and you find yourself in this sort of tent before you, and you look off, and you see, laying there beside you, not a dream, a reality, the scythe, the blade, the physical manifestation of your pact before your very eyes. That said, you awaken, and it's time for your next watch. You know your mission, you know what's to come. You know where answers reside. You will not hesitate any longer to find them. That said, Myra, with the first watch being concluded, do you wake the others for their next watch?
It was just me and Ingot, correct?
Say it again?
Just me and Ingot, correct?
Yes, it is Ingot you were looking for.
And I shall walk out with my scythe in hand. But I'll let it slither up my cloaked arm.
Alright. As it does, hidden from sight, you look forth. This isn't the strangest thing that you see. As you emerge from it, you look over and see the likes of Amos and Zephyr sort of sitting there, sort of gazing out. But you look over to the likes of Ingot, and you see as his form has completely shifted and changed. From what seemed to be just a small 2-foot myconid, you look forth and see just sort of resting, almost humming to themselves as they go earthbound, trying to just simply reconnect with their old colony, trying to find their own answers. You no longer see a sort of almost innocent looking little shit before. You find this
Innocent
individual.
my ass.
Your character art, and this was also commissioned by Finn. It is loading in just a moment, so you all see this.
It's loading all the quality.
It's loading all the quality. It's a big'em. It's a big'em. Standing at 8 feet tall. Now the largest person officially in Soulbound. You see Ingots just simply resting there, arms connected to the soil below. And with that, let's get his new token out, shall we? Alright.
Hello?
That's it.
So good.
Oh my god, oh wow, that's a big
That's
boy.
a big buddy right there.
Oh hey, the little mushroom that he popped when he was thinking so hard.
Like Amos said, positive thinking gets you anything you need.
Yep.
I like how nobody's pointed out the mankini this man now wears.
He always did.
No.
Yeah.
Before you can call it a bikini, but now it is so small it is a mankini.
Actually, the loincloth got bigger.
Oh,
Boy,
man.
fuck it.
Well, that said, Myra, do you
Also-
wake up Ingot or nah? What are you doing?
I have no fear. I'm gonna fucking walk over and slap the back of his head.
Alright.
I
You're
like
7
to
feet
cut
tall.
G-
Jesus Christ, we got a bunch of fucking JoJo characters. We have actually the Pillarmen in this campaign. Yeah, you're able to just
And
sort of
then
reach over and just slap on the back of his neck.
Yeah. Myra's actually stronger than Alaris. She just keeps her 12-pack hidden underneath. Fucking.
Yeah. Oh man. So Ingot, as this happens, you feel a sort of sensations just sort of come across you. And within a brief moment, your arm or your legs begin to stop forming amongst the soil and then become whole for you to move around. And you look over towards Myra, and that bit of height that you felt for a brief moment when you were with Amos as he lifted and threw you up to the sky, you feel closer towards it once more. And you look all around, you see the likes of Zephyr, smaller, Amos, smaller, Amethyst, even tinier, no longer your size, but you towering over them. Ingot, as this happens, what do you say, and what do you do?
Before I wake up, as I do with all Earthbounds, I
Go for
try
it.
to communicate with all the plants and ask them for shinies, as per usual.
Fair enough. As you ask them for different sort of shinies, they would say, you don't really get to, well, if I remember right, you don't understand them back. It's just you ask them for shinies for them to help you out eventually.
Unless the plant is magic, I can't understand it.
Yeah. So looking about, it seems to be they get the message, but they do respond. You don't really understand it much. It seems to be that also as you're kind of in this sort of earthbound state, something becomes a little bit more clear. Something is blocking you from being able to reconnect with your colony that you remember being able to do, as you know how to do earthbound still. There's some force is blocking you from reconnecting with people of your past. You're not sure what, but the message is sent out. You may do as you wish, Ingot.
He's gonna look into Myra and go, "Me big now."
And
Me like. And Inga's gonna go to try and make his stone backpack.
how did you get dumber? I'm sorry.
Inga's just gonna look at you quizzically.
Pretty sure he's.
Zephyr,
Oh, sorry. Continue up here.
so you continue, sorry.
I was just saying something out of character. You go.
Zephyr's just gonna look behind him and just... no, in the morning.
That's incredible.
Ah.
Isn't that great? That's great. I love this. I love this a
Inga's
lot.
gonna run up to Amos, grab him by the hips, and do like the same throw toss into the air kind of thing. like the straight up and down.
As this happens, you just hear as Ingot begins to walk over, and you lift up Amos. Amos, do you resist as he's getting ready to grapple you and pick you up?
Do I know he's gonna throw me in the air?
You have no clue what's happening. This giant thing has just walked up to you.
He's gonna go up for a hug. He's not gonna resist because he doesn't know. He thinks it's gonna be another hug.
All right.
Inga's gonna go again. And just woof into the air.
Ingot, make a strength check or athletics check for me. Come on, buddy.
Can I give him assistance?
Yeah, sure, if you want. You can lumber yourself up, so squat down.
Yeah, I can give him advantage. I can give him
You can
advantage.
give him advantage. All right, 21.
Again,
and,
alright.
one more time. All right, we'll take the 21. That said, as you just toss the likes of Amos, now granted, he's still a bigger individual, right? Yeah. So you send him flying about 3-4-ish feet up into the sky. Because granted, though you're actually a fairly very strong individual with 15 strength, you'd actually classify as like the world's strongest man. You know. So you send Amos flying about 3 to 4 feet, almost above you. And Amos, your eyes go wide from the unseen strength of this individual from the last time you saw him as he catches you, or I don't know if you catch him or not.
I think it will catch him.
Okay. Catch him and put him down to the ground.
That's how it feels like to throw someone in the air. It's incredible. I've thrown so many dwarves and gnomes in my life. That's incredible.
How tall is Amos?
He's like 5'10". He's not super tall, but
Okay.
it's in his muscle that all that weight comes from. I never got your name.
Me.
No.
God.
I already know. He like kind of grabs him by the face slightly. You are. Puts his finger to a temple. El Colosso. Am I correct?
It's just gonna stare at you.
Yeah. Well then, El Colosso. Your strength already shows, and I kind of knock on him slightly. But I might be going to bed. You take him. You see him take out the notebook he has, and his face gets a little sadder again. He kind of draws some stuff very haphazardly, and he's going to look in the tents, see where Spike is, and he's going to get the notebook, put it like spine up, like so that like it'll hold itself up, showing the page, and you can see as Zephyr, if you're in there, he has written really poorly. Sorry, with a little sad crying face next to it, and he's propped it so that like when Spike wakes up she'll see it. And he's gonna go to bed.
Zephyr's already asleep, just not like cuddling her, just distant enough but protective.
Yeah, it's cold. We need to cuddle for warmth. It's cool.
I'll put it by myself. What are you talking about?
You're already dead. You don't
Yeah,
count.
exactly.
I am going to take Mimir from him, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have questions.
I'm going to try and eat. I'm just going to pick as big of a rock as I can from the fire and see what I can fit into my mouth.
You're able to get a pretty decent chunk. Probably like this little big old boulder right here. You can kind of like cup it in your like one single hand. It's a little bigger, but yeah, you can sort of start chomping down onto it if you wanted to.
I think it definitely wants to try and he's trying to find the biggest thing he can consume, like just whole.
I approach Inget. I'm gonna look for the mouth real quick, the secondary mouth.
All right. Without no roll really needed. You see, as it's just kind of writhing around him still.
Is it bigger?
It is.
Oh no.
In fact, it's not bigger. It's more of a thing of more in volume, in the sense of you look towards it. There's not just a mouth anymore. There are two. And they are growing, and they are spreading, and it is bad. Oh, so bad.
Clara's not gonna worry about this. That stuff she messed with caused problems.
I eat.
Shh. I shush it.
Amos comes out. He you see his his stuff is off. He's in like jammies. Some people are trying to sleep here. God. The height of rudeness. Goes back in.
Oh, you have no idea how bad I wanted to do the bridge demon from Bloodborne voice. At him.
That being said, for the sake of brevity, I wish not to cut things short and all that stuff, but so we can get through everything. Eventually, this sort of goes down. Ingot, you and Myra are taking watch. Ingot, you wanted to make your stone backpack, right?
Yes, just a question. I believe I'm meant to be proficient in perception and persuasion from nat 20s.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, perception and persuasion. Wait, hold on, you said persuasion and then what again?
Perception.
Perception, alright, making sure.
Why does he get to be the cool level 3? Huh?
Alright. This thing is activated. We'll probably do HP at the end. And all that stuff.
I'm just playing with you.
No, because we didn't never get a chance to do it at the beginning of the session. But I figured nothing was gonna happen anyway, so you're good.
Yeah, that was my bad. I'm sorry about that.
Nah. That's my fault.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't anyone's fault. Like, we were just getting to know Amos.
Oh no, I meant because we could have done it if I had arrived when I was supposed to.
Don't worry about it. So, Ingot, Myra, make perception checks, and then Ingot, for the sake of brevity, make a survival check. Oh, Ingot, you make your perception check with disadvantage because you're crafting during this time, but then afterwards make your survival check. Oof. Not one. Myra's with the 13. Hopefully that'll be able to carry. So Ingot, with this point, as you go through the likes of your watch, you're able to gather many rocks and other sort of general things around you to kind of pull together and make a sort of rock bag to hold your things. And with the 23, you focus so much onto it that Myra, you kind of have to pick up the slack in keeping watch, making sure no one is approaching. But Ingot, at that point, the rock bag seems to be for the most part complete. And you have finally something to be able to carry your things in without having to sort of put them off to your side. A way to store.
To fill it with rocks.
You're putting. So you make your rock bag to fill with more rocks, correct?
Yes.
Dramatic. Finn, are you asleep?
No.
Okay. Just resting your eyes.
He's
Here, we take the roleplay really far.
Don't worry about it.
I fell asleep for the 20 minutes of like
Hey.
Myra's backstory.
Hey, I don't blame you. It's 4 in the morning for you, my friend. You have
6 a.m.
Even worse. But
Oh my god.
Mimir? Is Mimir awake? Or is he
yeah,
also
he doesn't
sleeping?
sleep.
Oh fuck yeah! I shake his little head.
What? Ain't no
I got
need for that.
questions.
What's your question?
Can I?
Questions. First, real quick, do I know who the fuck Dindar is?
No.
No, that was me asking the DM. I thought I knew him. I thought he was the elf we met with.
No.
Frostbound? No, okay.
No.
Thank God. Wait. Who's Dindar? Second, what the fuck is this? I open my the cloak arm a little bit.
Aye. So you're asking about Dindar, huh? That's nice you're going by. I can answer that, but question. Where'd you learn that name from?
Same place I got this shown the side in my jacket pocket.
Huh. Ain't that something? You see, well, Dindar, to put it quite frankly, well, he's from sort of my people, with my pantheon. Dindar is what you would refer to, or at least what I would refer to as the World Serpent.
That means nothing. I was told to find Dindar's weapon. Also, Thor's a dick. Kernathor is a dick.
Aye. You have no idea what you... I'm not gonna lie to you. Watching this whole thing play out is kind of funny. But... one thing that I've definitely sort of figured out after a bit of time in godhood Most of the time, the gods have all their reasons as fucked up as typically the means they go to sort of convey them. Whatever happened to you, I'm sure they had a reason for it. Probably a good one.
Sorry.
But, you know, you never can tell.
He already knows the story, doesn't he?
Of what?
Of what just happened in my tent? Because he's all-knowing.
From what it sounds like, yeah. Yeah.
That he knows based on the inflection of his voice.
Yeah.
You're also kind of a dick.
Comes with the title.
Are you able to tell me why I remember those strange beings?
If I was to probably guess, you probably done something or seen something that was kind of familiar to jog that memory of yours. I just need to keep finding things that are familiar, similar. Ain't be able to remember anything. Well, I need to go head up to that mountain or something. Do whatever the thing said. Probably the next
Down
step.
to three chains.
Aye.
From there, I'm going to stop talking to him
Kinda.
and just put him on the log next to me.
Easy enough. He sort of sits there and then continues off to doing himself, or doing his own thing. But regardless, Ingot, Ingot and Myra, your watch for the most part goes by uneventful. However, as we get ready to pick up to the last watch, oh, no. Look towards the individual who seems to be resting in their tent. Spike. As you are sort of sleeping, you begin to see in the corner of your eye just, well, not only the likes of Zephyr, but you just see something glinting off, a little bit of water in this sort of tent. For once, it's not ice completely frozen over, even snow, but it seems to just be slowly forming in the corner of this tent. Unsure of how it got there. Not understanding why there's no bucket of water, nothing was there before. It's just off in the corner. And it's kind of just like a shining light. It's distracting, especially to you with your oculi sight. It seemed to be the thing that woke you up for a moment. You just can't really
Sorry,
unsee it.
Look, I was a bit too shy to go around people. I have problems, okay?
Horrible. Wait, so is I was just gone for a minute. Is Spike awake now?
Spike's in the tent at the moment, looking at something.
Did she see my book?
She would.
She would?
Is she there?
Oh, yeah. Just be wondering, like, shit, is the place flooding? What's going on? I'd probably get up to investigate. I guess I'd notice the book, and be like, ugh. And then look at the. Why is there water in my tent?
Oh, that's a good question. As you begin to approach... Oh, goodness. One moment, please. Something's acting up over here, so I'm gonna fix that just now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have realized something.
What's up?
I think we're about to find out.
You look over and you see a reflection of yourself. And just like, okay, that's unusual. Water here. Looking around, why the fuck is there water? But as you look towards the reflection of yourself, What you instead see is a horrific sight. Spike, you look over and glancing down towards it, you see yourself standing, clutching the likes of your maul. However, it's bloodied. It's been used. And you look towards yourself and your entire face is covered in blood, but also on the opposite side, this astral light as well. You look down, and as you're witnessing into it, you look towards your hands, your arms, and you see the reflection of yourself begins to almost become real for a moment, as you see your own hands covered in this blood and this astral light as well. Spike, what do you do?
Start kind of rubbing at it. And
As you begin to do so,
gotta wash this.
As you begin to try to do so, you're trying to sort of rub it off. It seems to be that it just spreads more and more and more blood filling up, more astral light sort of consuming the likes of your entire arm. It doesn't seem to wash off or go away.
I'll look around. Is Zephyr still sleeping?
Zephyr is
Dead asleep. He has to be.
I am fucking tired. Like a big comfy cushion.
So just so that I understand, it's the reflection that I'm seeing.
Yes.
Is me all bloodied up.
Yes.
And then when I look down, I am also all bloodied up. Then.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I'll grab the water. I'll just try to use the water to wash myself off, and
Doesn't seem to spread, or it doesn't seem to sort of wash off or anything. No matter how much of the water you use, it just begins to get worse and worse and worse before you begin to start hearing this almost just screaming, wailing of pain and almost terror, before you begin to hear voices beginning to sort of almost emanate from afar and calling out. Rayla, is everything okay over there?
yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. This is fine. I'm fine. I'd probably just step out of the tent at this point. Look around. Try to... Who used that name?
If only if it was that easy, my friend. You try to peer out of the tent for just a moment, and as you sort of reach out to open it, immediately with breakneck speed, no time to react even if you begged, massive tendrils of staggering size and strange colorings of putrid green begin to wrap around your arms and then immediately drag you, wrapping around your legs. And as it happens, you drop down onto the ground. Zephyr, not able to heal if he tried, as he is fast asleep. As you plummet into the ground, you see as multiple tendrils begin to almost wrap around the likes of your mouth, preventing you from screaming or yelling out to alert anybody, anyone, as it slowly drags you and drags you until you are being dragged and submerged into the watery puddle off to the side. Zephyr, at this point, you sort of yawn for a bit and look around. What are those fuckers doing out there? Probably just head back to sleep. That said, Spike is nowhere to be seen, not even a trace. Oh goodness, here we fucking go. Spike, you see this area. Hopefully this is going to work. I'm gonna hope and pray. Alright. Let me know if anybody else, like any of the other players, can also see stuff.
I
Or is
cannot.
You cannot?
You,
Okay.
you do not own any token with vision in this scene.
Gotcha, gotcha. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna go to configure permissions. We're gonna go to Spike. We're gonna give all players observer. Boom. And then we're going to go to this map. And then we're gonna go to this map to fix it. All right, how about now?
Yes.
Loading.
Poggers.
That works.
All
I can
right.
see it.
Spike, as you begin to look around, you wake and find yourself almost in this sort of bits of water, greenish in nature, putrid and all terrible. Look around to see almost the walls made of stones, bits of sort of rocks and other wastes and more. It's about you unsure of where you are, how'd you get here, but you just found yourself submerged in the water before you pull yourself up, breathing and trying to gasp for air.
What the hell is this place? Is my big hammer with me?
It is.
Okay. Got it. I'm gonna clutch it. I'm gonna look around. Look up. Is there any movement? Is there a ceiling to this place?
Make a perception check with sight, so advantage. We'll take the 9. No, it doesn't seem to be. You look up towards the ceilings and you don't really see much. You look towards the walls and you don't see anything. But you look down to below. Or you sort of lay there. Not too far. You see as the water itself is slowly shifting below.
I'll scramble to my feet and get ready with the hammer. Ready for whatever's coming out of there.
If that's the case, you see as the water below begins to slowly bubble and more. As it does, you clutch your hammer, wielding it, trying to protect yourself from anything that's to come. And then you begin to slowly hear a sort of tune. It's time for your turn. As this begins to happen, you look over and you see as for the water itself begins to shift for a final time. And immediately you see as a tentacle or a tendril of the sorts begins to rise up from the water. On the single tendril, you see as it has 3 eyes poking out of it. And then you see as 2 more tendrils begin to arise as well behind them. All wielding multiple eyes as well. They all look towards you, and you watch as their eyes turn from a sort of putrid yellow to a purple, like your maws. Before, the tendrils themselves seem to be wearing rags amongst their form, sewage, garbage, and trash amongst their form and more, before this large gaping maw arrives out of the water. You look forth and see again this massive individual dressed in all sorts of garbage and waste, with a tiny top hat amongst his form, as the tendril begins to writhe amongst it and then tips it out towards you, as you all see this individual returning
Old Greg.
to the Auroraverse.
Ellie!
Oh boy. This is commissioned by Finn a long time ago.
Man, that was one of my favorite pieces.
Oh, goodness. And, well, might as well not be shy. Let's reveal their token.
20 years.
And you begin to just hear.
Well. What do we have here? It seems to be that we have an old dealer of mine. An unfortunate adventurer in my sewers. Well, ain't that swell? We ain't get too many visitors down under, so it gets a little lonesome around here. What brings you down here again, Rail of the Bone Feather Tribe? Your deal ain't done yet, girl.
Rayla, what do you say, and what do you do?
You spoke to me. I heard your voice. It came from my hammer. At this point, I'll look. Is the eye open or not?
The eye is wide open.
Wait. Okay, that kind of makes sense. If you don't mind, could you remind me exactly of the terms of our deal? 'Cause little problem, I forgot a lot of stuff, so you might need to fill me in on some of the details. But I think you brought me here. I was just sleeping. So, what's up?
We can't hear you right now, Sensei.
Thank you for that. As they begin to say this, they begin to start chuckling to themselves, and with each laugh as they have, you see as more and more bits of garbage begins to spill out onto the ground and all around, bits of green spittle and more flying about, before they say,
Well, it seems to be that I've been the most rude in this situation. I almost forgot. You barely remember your name, barely remember our deal. Probably don't even remember myself, do ya?
Sorry, man.
Well, allow me to introduce myself. I am what you call an Otoyag, but for more formalities, I am the collector of crap, the taskmaster of trash, the card dealer, pact stealer. I am the player and also the game itself. I am the Sewer King. And you, Rayla, you've made a pact with Dindar.
and with that, as he says, you've made a pact with Dindar. That's where we will end today's session. As we're at time.
I was waiting for that moment for so long! So long!
Oh man. Here we go. It's funny how these things happen in the same session. It's funny.
Amos is gonna be happy about that.
I see you and I have made grave errors in trusting whoever the hell Dindar is.
It appears so.
Devils
Oh,
are bad.
boy.
Devils are bad. No, they're not. They're fine, Dad. Shut up. Shut up, Dad.
Give me cool stuff, okay?
But
Mental Greg.
that being
This
said, hey
really-
patron, real quick, can you make
Yo.
can you roll a d8 for me? Can you roll your hit dice so we can get that out of the way? Because I don't want to
Yeah.
forget again.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank
I mean,
thank
we still have an hour
No, we don't.
for my time.
No, we end at 5, buddy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we end at 5.
Yeah, it's 4:57.
No, 5 my time.
Oh well, too late. I already said in the session. God damn it, patron.
Oh well, no big deal. I'll
Nah,
take
it's
a
all
5.
good. Unfortunate. Alright. That said, 5. So that is the average. We'll handle into that. Alright. Here. That said, I will break down and stream and all this stuff. We'll pick back up where we left off next week at 2 p.m. Eastern time. As it's gonna be time for the Ascent, where I'm gonna have to fucking roleplay as this. I'm gonna have to roleplay as the Sewer King in this fucking outfit, so that'll be something.
Are we
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Are we all rolling HP or is it just?
Yeah, we're about to roll HP. I mean, I trust you guys. You guys can start doing it yourselves. You guys are aware of how to roll it, right?
Not a clue.
All right, go. So I'll let you guys do that. I will be right back. I love that song. Oh man, that being said, thank you everybody who decided to walk and watch this session. It was a freaking fantastic one. We weren't able to get done with everything that I wanted to get done, but hey, we got done with a couple of stuff, or we left off on a little bit of a cliffhanger, if you will. We'll have to pick back up exactly where we left off or next week, Friday, as it's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be picking up, it's going to be something. It's going to be something. I've been waiting for the Sewer King reveal for the longest of time. And, gosh, you think it's getting crazy now? Just wait. Because it's about to get even crazier in a minute. It's about to get even crazier in a minute. That said, the next session is going to be, or tune in to find out what's happening else in the Azure Taiga for Rime the Frost Maiden tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have multiple individuals, and I think, we're going to have a bunch of people. And we're going to have the return of several other individuals who are part of the campaign. That said, again, thank you guys for watching. We're going to see if we can throw this raid to anybody. Rolling together. Is anybody on the stream team streaming? Let's see. I don't believe so. Nope. All right. I think that will be the case. Then we'll just end it right here. Thank you guys again, and I will see you all later. Also, make sure to leave a follow on the channel if you guys enjoyed yourself at all at this time. I've been lacking a little bit in followers recently, so hey, if you want to cheer me up and all that stuff, be sure to leave a follow or leave a sub so we can help support me and do what I do and keep on, bringing all the awesome D&D content to you guys. That said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Journeyman, for the T1 sub. It is much appreciated. Much love, my friend. Much love. You're freaking awesome, dude. All right. Dream ending. Boop. I don't believe so. Nope. All right. I think that will.